everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full face of first impressions. I do have quite a bit of stuff that I've never tried on camera before, so I am going to go ahead and do that for you today. This is actually all high-end stuff. I think there's maybe a few drugstore things trickled in, so this is a little bit different because usually I will do majority drugstore stuff because they come out with new stuff all the time. And obviously, it's easier to get your hands on because it is at the drugstore, but these are higher end products and they're still available. So if it is limited edition, I think you still can get your hands on it. So I will go ahead, obviously, and link everything down below for you if you want to check any of the products that I'm trying out today. If you're interested, then you can pick those up and I'll link them all down below. Do you guys like the lighting in the back? It's new. Let me know if you like it. It's definitely different. I feel like everything's illuminated in here. I feel like I'm at a, I don't know, party or something. So let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Makeup. I'm not sure what look I want to do today, but I definitely know it's going to be nothing revolutionary. I'm just gonna kind of go in and see how it goes. I know it's gonna be a warmer tone look. I know that because of the palette that I'm using. I don't know how much fallout is going to be with this palette, so I'm not going to do my face first. I'm actually going to do my eyes first, which actually is probably a better bet. And I'm going to use a concealer that I've tried before just because I do not have a new concealer to try out. And I'm just going to use that to prep my eyes. And what I'm using today is the Born This Way concealer. This one is in light. I really like this concealer. I do not like the foundation at all. If you guys have seen that review that I put out, oh god, it was like almost a year ago, maybe a little longer. That one, I don't know, it just settled in all my fine lines. It made me look old. It made me look like 10 years older than I actually am. It was awful. And I mean, I'm old enough as it is. I'm not old, but I'm old. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use this guy because I really like how sheer it is, but it's really good for setting eyeshadow. Go ahead and just do a little bit on this side. And I like the doe foot applicator on this. It's really flexible. So I'm gonna use my Sigma flat Precision Flat P80 brush. It's just a flat top tiny kabuki. It's really, really good for setting and distributing in small areas. So there's a one that's rounded too that I really like by them, and I think it's an 81. I believe. I got this in a kit like years ago and I just have always kept them, and I take really good care of my brushes, so they last forever. I'm going to take my Givenchy. I really hate saying that name. It's Givenchy. It's this here, and this one is a Soft Power Radiance Enhancer, and it's this right here. I've never tried this on camera, and I've only ever swatched it, and it's kind of like a light translucent powder that is, it looks pink, but on camera it looks white. And I'm just gonna set my eyes with this. It's super finely milled. I mean, it's nice, but it's not like, you don't need to run out and get it. The HD powder from Make Up Forever is really, really good, and I kind of prefer that over this, so just saying. But this is just gonna be my under eye concealer and then setting my eyes. If I have not already put the review of this palette up, I'll make sure that I link it down below for you when it is up. And what I'm using today is the Tasha Denona Sunset Palette. I thought it was a star palette. I was like, no, that's not it. And it looks like this inside. It's really beautiful and highly, highly expensive. It is really good, but definitely do not need it. There is going to be a cheaper dupe that is going to be available in July or August from Sephora. It looks identical to this palette and has way more colors, and I think it's like 65 bucks. It's the Pro Warm palette that's coming out. So we'll look out for that one if you have not gotten your hands on this one, or if you do not want to spend the $129 on this, I would highly suggest the Sephora one. Their formula is supposed to be really, really good. So this is my Smashbox number 10 brush. I have like 4 of these. I love them. And I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you in. So I'm going to do a nice transition all over the lid with this guy right here. It's very similar to my skin tone. It's kind of a pink shade. These have a ton of kick up, by the way, and then I'm going to just kind of tap that off just a little bit. And I'm going to run this through the crease. These blend themselves though, I will give you that. They might have kick up, but they blend themselves. You do not have to work too hard to blend these. There is not a second transition shade that's like one shade darker that I want to use. What I'm gonna actually go in with is my Baked Brows by Dose of Colors. Baked Browns by Dose of Colors, I'm sorry. And it looks like this. It's really pretty. I'm gonna use that middle shade here. And does that have a name? Yes, it's called Outdoorsy. I'm gonna go ahead and dig just a little bit on the same brush, and I'm just gonna deepen up that crease. This one is brand new. It's available on their website and I think it's $32. The quality is awesome and they do have some kick up just like the Tasha Denona palette does, but they have some great quality shadows and they're super pigmented, so I don't mind a little fallout. What we are going to do now is take a smaller, more precise brush. We are going to go into this guy right here. I'm going to go ahead and go in with sunnies. I think that's what it's called. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the outer edge just to kind of deepen that up. I'm going to deepen that up just a little bit, and all I'm doing is just kind of packing it on and then just doing small circular motions just to kind of blend out anything. Now I'm going to go in on the nice outer corner here with Terra. It's T-E-R-R-A, Terra. This color right here. And just darken up that crease just a little bit on the very outer V. Highly pigmented, which is awesome. I'm gonna go in with this color right here. If you saw my e.l.f. haul, this color is freaking awesome. This one is called Molten Bronze by e.l.f. and I'm gonna put that all over the inner corner here, kind of drag it out to about 1/3 of the way on my lid and let it dry just a little bit. I'm gonna be taking my MAC 242 brush and I'm just taking just a little bit. It's my first time with these and I really don't know how they're gonna go. I hope it goes well. Oh yeah. Hello. I'm always afraid to put the wand on my eye because I never know how it's gonna distribute, but doing it this way, pretty freaking awesome. Cool. All right, I really like this color and I think it's a really good product actually. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and take my Morphe M433 brush and just kind of blend out that top section before it sets and soften up that edge just a touch. What I'm gonna do is that middle part of my lid, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna take this color right here in the palette and I'm gonna go ahead and pop that on the middle part of my eyelid. Well, we're gonna try this brush. If it doesn't work, I'll go with my 242. Yeah, definitely going with the 242. So now that that brush was an epic, not epic fail, but pretty bad. There we go. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of pat over what we put in the inner crease. I'm gonna blend that out. And there's no lines and it's kind of gradient, which is nice. I love this color on this palette. This is so pretty. I'm gonna go in with my Sigma Small Tapered E45 brush. I'm gonna go in with this color right here. It's kind of like a chocolatey brown just to deepen up that outer corner. And I'm gonna take that Sigma tapered brush. It's a small tapered brush. I'm just gonna darken that up just a little bit. I feel like I lost a little bit of that copper color, so I'm just gonna pop that right in the middle. And I'm just dragging it a little bit over that darker outer V shape. So the browns has a little bit of a cream shade here. I'm gonna take just a touch of that and put it on the brow bone and then we'll do our brows. I'm taking a more precise brush to do this, and this is a no-name brush. No, this is a concealer brush that has no name to it. Me and my no-name brushes, I swear. I'm gonna go in with my Brow Master Bare Minerals brush. It's got a angle on one side and a spoolie on the other. I'm gonna go ahead and spoolie out these brows. And then I'm going to go in and use my Bare Minerals Universal Taupe Brow Master Brow Gel. I just got this. I've only ever swatched it and I'm gonna go ahead and use this on my brows. That color is sick. It looks so good. It's not too warm and it's not too ashy. It's perfect. I love this brush too. It's super precise and I love the little tiny spoolie on that one end. It's so good. Okay, so looking pretty good. Just go in with a light hand with this stuff because it tends to, you know, get really dark. So definitely light hand, but works really well. Nice and creamy, blends out nice. So I'm happy with that. So far so good. Now I'm gonna put on some primer. Let me go ahead and zoom you out. The primer I'm using today I've never tried before, and this is the First Light priming filter from Becca. It's a little sample size I got. I like to try these little deluxe sample sizes to see if I actually like it. So I'm gonna go ahead, put that on the back of my hand here. I don't want to take too much. Ooh, it's watery. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, watery. Okay. Usually like more of a cream base, so we'll see. This has a smell to it too. What is that? God, it's very familiar. I just can't put my finger on it. Look how small the writing is on the back. There's no way in heck I'm gonna be able to see what that says. Not bad. Feels like it covers pretty well. I'm not exactly sure what the claim to fame is on this one, but it does feel a little bit hydrating, which is nice. This is called the Hourglass. What is this? It's the Hourglass foundation stick, and this one is in Shell. We're gonna hope that this is my color. So I'm gonna try it on camera. Okay. It's creamy. I'm gonna take my little Artiste brush, my fake knockoff one, and then blend this out. Definitely high coverage. I don't know how I like it blending out. It's alright, it's not great. I think this might be too light for my skin tone, but that's what bronzer's for, right? I had somebody tell me I didn't blend out my foundation enough and it wasn't my color. Just rip into me about how I do my makeup. I'm like, oh my god. Like, it is not that serious. If I want to walk around looking crazy, that's my prerogative. Actually, it's not bad. It's pretty light though. I think with a little bit of bronzer and everything, it'll be fine. I'm gonna use just a touch of concealer, and I don't, again, have a new one. I'm just gonna use that Born This Way underneath here and just do a couple of dots. I really don't need that much. I'm gonna take my Morphe E8 and blend that out. I love this brush for this kind of work. It works really, really well. I do use damp beauty blenders as well, but I happen to just be using brushes more often. And I'm not trying to brighten, I'm just trying to conceal some of this dark under eyes. I'm gonna set that down with the Givenchy that we used earlier, and I'm just using the same brush and just going in. Looks crazy with all this makeup on my top lids and absolutely nothing underneath. Let's go ahead and finish the face first, and then we will go back and finish the eyes. Let's see here. I'm gonna use the Pirates of the Caribbean palette. I've only ever swatched this, and I talked about this in my face palette stash haul thing. I'm going to use this color right here. It is called Lost Soul, and it looks really light, but it builds up really nicely from the swatch that I did. And I'm going to try that as a bronzer because I'm real pale right now. And we'll see how that goes. And what I'm using is my e.l.f. Kabuki brush. I love this brush. It works really, really well. So I'm gonna go back into this palette. I'm gonna use Caribbean, this color right here. I'm gonna take this Eco Tools brush for my blush, and this is a mattifying finish, is what it says. I use it for blush. And I like to smile and then put it on, so I can kind of see where the apples of my cheeks are, and then I just kind of tap it back. And I like that it's a stipple brush, so it kind of evenly distributes the product, which is nice. So there is highlighters in this palette as well, but I'm not going to be using those today because I'm going to be using the new Violet Voss palette. This one is super heavy and much bigger than the Natasha Denona one, which is so funny to me because these pans are freaking ginormous. Like, they're insanely big. This one has a shift to it. I think I'm gonna use this guy with just a touch of that and put them together that way. The highlighting brush that I'm gonna be using is Bloom and Bloom and Rogue, which again are these two right here. This is really heavy and weighted. I actually really like their packaging on this. They kind of stepped it up a little bit because some of their eyeshadow palettes are not great packaging, but the product inside is great, and ooh, sorry. This packaging is fantastic and heavy. Oh yeah, girl. Woo-hoo-hoo, okay. The first time I've put this on, holy crap. Look at that. Even for our fair girls, look at that. Yes. That's what I want to see. That is awesome. Just for a first impression, my God. That is awesome. It looks so good. And it's not like glittery either. It's not like super duper chunky, which I like. Now we're going to finish the eyes here. What I'm gonna do is put on some mascara. I did go ahead and curl my lashes with a eyelash curler, and what I'm using is the Excessive Black Lancome It's a little sample size. I've never tried this one before. I like the other one. Grandiose is my favorite. I love the brush on that. And then they discontinued it. I think you can still get it on the Lancome website, I believe, but they don't offer it at any stores anymore. They only have the Extreme, which I don't like because I don't like the brush. And I don't think I'm gonna like this brush either. These are the brushes that tend to get all over because I am not that skilled. Okay, I don't have a bottom or new bottom lash mascara, so I'm just gonna use my Clinique bottom lash with the tiny little brush. I love this stuff. You know, I should have done my lower lash first. Stupid me. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my falsies. I am using these today. These are the Allure and Ann Lee So Lovely lashes. They're something a little different, and I've never tried these before. I've tried the Allure ones. Obviously, the Vegas Day ones are like my favorite. If you're looking for some dramatic lashes that are affordable, I think they're like $11. And these ones are the Blogger series. I've never heard of Ann Lee, but the lashes look real nice. And I'm not gonna do liner today. I think I'm just gonna put these on. They kind of feather out on the edge. So we'll see how this goes. Definitely not my favorite lashes. Probably would not purchase these again because they're really hard to work with, like super hard to work with. And they don't want to lay down, period. Like they just are pain. Once they're on, they look great though. So let's work on the lower lash line because it's kind of driving me crazy that I don't have anything down there. I'm gonna go in with this color on the lower lash line, really tight on the outer corner. I'm using a Milani crease brush. It's really little and kind of domed. And what that's gonna do is keep it nice and tight because I tend to get really irritated. And then I'm going to take some of that coppery shade right here, and I'm going to put that on the inner corner. Let me just clean this brush off. I'm going to go back into this palette here, and I'm going to use this color as my inner corner. What I'm using to do that is the E19. It's a very tiny little precise brush, and my inner corner always gives me trouble, so we'll see. Looks pretty good. I think I'm just gonna do another quick coat of this on the lower lash line. And let's do the lips. What do we want to do with the lips? I don't have any new lip liners either. So I'm gonna use Nude Truffle from NYX. You know what I'm gonna use? Because I don't have anything new. Sorry guys, this is like an epic fail when I tried new stuff. I'm gonna use Honey Love from MAC. Looks like this. Looks really nice with this look. So what do you guys think? Pretty good? I like a lot of the products. The Givenchy I could totally leave. I'm not crazy about the lashes either, but everything else is amazing. I really like those 2 new palettes that we did today. Actually 3 new palettes that we used. The face palette, the highlighting palette, and the eyeshadow palette. I really like those. The foundation is okay. The concealer, again, I've used it a few times, but I usually use it as an eye base, not underneath the eyes. And the Born This Way, again, is kind of sinking into my lines. Probably not my favorite. I kind of lean toward other things to use. I probably would use other things, and especially with the Givenchy that we use to set the under eyes, probably not the best idea, but it is what it is. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.